Hello, this is Francis from McCaffrey Crafts, and this is the weekly Blackthorn Livestream, live from Killorglin here in County Kerry in Ireland on kind of a bit of a miserable kind of day. It's a little bit cold, a little bit wet, and the sun comes out every now and again, and it gets a bit warm. Uh, so yeah, it's it's good to be back. Last week I was away in Hamburg. So I'm back now this weekend. It's usually when I'm traveling or something like that. I can't do the live stream, and like the past week, I've been trying to catch up with work because when you go away for a weekend, all the work kind of builds up, and I put on about 20 new sticks yesterday, and I have 12 sticks that I just finished this afternoon that I should be able to get out tomorrow morning and put onto the website. So yeah, we need a few minutes here just to give people a chance to join the live stream. It always takes a few minutes. So again, if you're watching this retrospectively, you can always skip a minute or two into it, and then I make myself available for 1 hour to talk to the community. Today I'll kind of be talking about like root balls. I picked out some examples of what a real blackthorn root looks like when you pull up. I have 4 or 5 examples here beside me. So when a few people join, we have Michael L. Yay! Made it to a live stream. Yes, you did, Michael. Good to have you here as well. We have Matt Walton. Hi, Francis from Wet Hamilton here in Scotland. We also have Tim. Greetings as well from snowy California. Snowy in May. Wouldn't be expecting that, but you got to expect the unexpected here when all the weather is changing. But yeah, welcome to the live stream, Matt and Michael. It's glad that you can do it. I know the time that I do the live stream isn't convenient for everyone, but usually this is like the best time for me, and everyone can kind of watch these back. I kind of leave them up there as well for people to kind of watch and different things as well. And maybe in time I'll try to vary the time or something like that as well. It's quite warm here in Buffalo and New York for a change as well. Matt wants to know: have you ever used birch, Francis? No, it's too light, and some people can use birch and stuff, like there's silver birch and there's black birch, but it's very light wood. If you got a really thick piece or something like that, it's like it's kind of like fine. But birch is it dries pretty fast. You don't need to like leave it season for a lot, but it's like a very wide grain. But it wouldn't be like a wood that I like kind of doing as well. It's kind of a bit soft and not as hard as some of the other hardwoods. Let's see now. Dennis says, "Hello, Francis. Having warnings for possible tornadoes as I write this from central Pennsylvania." Wow, Dennis, that sounds intense. Have you ever been in like a tornado or something like that? So what happens? Like a siren goes off, and you just have to kind of look around and go into your basements or something. It's we get some storms here in Ireland, but nothing like a typhoon. We like, I think, did we ever get like or tornadoes? I think we might have got one or two. Like we do those water tornadoes. You'd see them off the coast of Galway from time to time. Tim, we're supposed to be getting 18 to 30 inches of snow here in the mountains. You're going to need a shovel to get out of that. You're going to need a good stick to kind of help balance yourself walking through that snow. 30 inches of snow, that's insane. Like, we get 1 or 2 inches in Ireland and we think we're snowed under. Got some nice holly, Francis. How long should I leave it to mature? Yeah, holly takes long enough to mature. I don't know. I'd leave it about 2 or 3 years for a piece of holly as well. It's pretty thick, dense piece. Those kind of denser pieces, you usually have to leave them a bit longer. Holly's a nice wood, but it's very, very pale and very white. You'll kind of notice that as well. Holly was used a lot for in the stick fighting as well, for cudgels and things like that. There's various references to it. The Irish folklore reference it a few times as well. So holly is a nice heavy and dense wood as well. I'd prefer holly over birch anyway if I had to pick between the two there that you mentioned. Let's see. Not personally in one, but TV stations, etc., are always keeping people aware of the possibility. Yeah, like there's too many things that can kill you in America. It's like if there's tornadoes, there's mountain lions, there's bears, there's alligators. You even have pythons down in Florida now and stuff like that. it's it's like a million ways to dive through so many things out there. In Ireland, we just get the bad weather in the winter time and stuff like that. But it's just always kind of like miserable. So Irish people talk about the weather a lot because it's raining 1 minute, then the sun comes out, then it's raining again, then a gust of wind starts blowing, and then it starts raining again. But it was raining quite a lot there recently as well. But even though it rains a lot in Ireland, people don't like to have umbrellas. Uh, Joe Grande says, "Hi guys, my brother Francis, greetings from the USA, and as always, greetings to you, Joe, and hope everything is good with you as well." And we have Sean McCracken with his signature comment that he always says, which is "Go on, Francis." Thank you, Sean. Very good for you to join the live stream today, and hope everything is good with you as well, Sean. And yeah, I've been just kind of like working on Blackthorn sticks this week. I'm trying to like get my stock up because I've kind of toned down the advertising to give me a chance to kind of get my stock levels up again. Because it was pretty good there in March and April, and I need to time to kind of like build up the stocks again. We have Andre. He's saying, "Hi Francis, how's everything with you, Andre?" I saw Heiko got some of your sticks. I saw he did a nice review for you. Sorry for the repeat questions. What about some thick hazel? What about that's not really a question, so just rephrase that for me. What you mean? So Andre, how's everything with you? I hope still working away. And yeah, I was in Hamburg there last week. It's just like what I like about most German cities is very easy to get around, like the S Bahn and the U Bahn, and you can get around. And it was interesting to get away as well. And it was quite, it's a really kind of chilled kind of place. I could live in a German city, no problem. Let's see now. You're getting. We wait for a big storm. Yes, it seems like there's tornadoes and there's storms. There's everything hitting the world. Up there with the inflation too. Let's see. Michael L says, "Got any root ball hiking staffs on the workbench?" I usually cut a lot of them down to be walking sticks because, like, with hiking sticks, they're a pain in the ass to ship because the shipping companies like DHL, they will only take up to 120 centimeters, which is about 4 foot. And then anything over that is an oversized item, and then they put on the oversized charges and stuff. So it can cost me like up to 80, 90 euro to which, the best parts, to ship one of those big hiking sticks as well. So yeah, like there's a big demand for them as well, but it's just, like the hiking sticks, I do them, but usually there's a big kind of cost associated with shipping them, and then they have this thing where if you live in a remote area, they put on another fee as well. So usually with the hiking stacks that have good root balls in it, I will make them into a walking stick because I can get the same price, and they're better for shipping as well. Let's see, Joe. Hoping when mid to late. I can't remember what we were talking about there. Chad says, "Good to see you, Francis. Just finished directing a funeral. Perfect timing to watch your live stream." Okay, very good, Chad. What's directing a funeral? Is that like you? Are you like the guys in the black suits and like you just kind of like make sure that everything is like organized and everything kind of goes? We have David N. Give me a wave. Hello. Sean McCracken says, "Ach, getting through, mate. Going for a day away tomorrow. The rain won't hold me back. Hope everything's well with you." Yeah, like yeah, you got to get out and about. Like a bit of rain won't harm you at all. Hoping mid to late November is not too brutal to get more sticks. Sorry, guys, not a good type. Oh yeah, that happens to me. Like YouTube's kind of weird. You're in the middle of typing a sentence and it just kind of like auto posts it and stuff like that. Yeah, like no, mid to late November is kind of the best kind of time to kind of start. Like just wait and make sure it's like cold enough and the leaves have started falling off and different things. Sorry, have you ever used hazel, Francis? I got some heavy ends to shape. Yeah, I've used a bit of hazel before, but like there's just too much of it out there, and too many people were doing hazel. So kind of I like to be, well, like, there's two nice colors in hazel. You get the kind of like darkish, kind of brownish, reddish color, and the kind of like silvery kind of color as well in it. But yeah, like you can make hazel's good because there's less straightening involved because the shafts are already pretty straight. Michael says, "I pay the shipping." Very good, very good. I do have those like sticks from time to time, but they're kind of like slow to sell. Like when a guy wants them, they want them, and it's pretty good. Like I have a few like big ones and stuff as well. Like I do have quite big ones as well. But like, don't confuse like a root ball with like a knob stick. Like most people want knob sticks, not root balls. I'm going to show you some roots in a second. I think we have a few here, and I'm going to show you like what's like a guy Tony who watches the stream. He asked me to make a video on it, but I've just been really busy with stuff recently. Um, James says, "Good day, Francis. How are you, James? Very welcome to the Blackthorn Lime stream." David says, "Long time no see." Yeah, I didn't do the live stream there last week, and I haven't been doing many videos recently because I've just been kind of focusing on trying to get things sorted in my shop for the summer as well. Let's see. Is the nonsense with the Brexit carry on and the border issues going to cause you problems with costs? Not really. No, Ireland is not part of that. For me, shipping to America and places like that, it doesn't, like 99% of my business really goes to America. Shipping to the UK is fine, but if I buy, say, if anyone who's like in the UK and they're selling internationally, they're one have problems. So if you're in the UK, you have to pay all the customs fees and everything. But since I'm outside of Brexit and outside of all of that, I avoid all of that kind of stuff as well. And Andre says, "Hello, Heiko, and hello, Joseph." Very good. Hazel is so Andres. Some strong words there. Hazel is a trash stick. Sorry, light and not. Hazel's okay. It's not too bad. It is a kind of light stick. Like a lot of the farmers use hazel rods, which is like a 4 foot long. It looks like a hiking stick to kind of hit the cows along. Yes, I'm the guy in the black suit standing at the back of the church and moves the casket. Lady passed today in a mass, and we had to call the ambulance. All right, okay. Yeah, like it's quite an emotional thing. Okay, it's funerals. I'm terrible at funerals. I'd cry at those things. I don't know. I don't know why. You're just sitting there and like the one point of a funeral where I always cry is like where they have the casket and then they close the casket like forever, and you can't see the person anymore. And if you have a connection with that person, I usually get a bit emotional and turn into a bit of a crybaby at funerals. Let's see. You made a video a few months ago with a root ball hiking staff. I did. You said you have charged a blood tax. Now, yeah, about €10 extra because it caused me a lot of pain. I've watched the video multiple times, drooling for it. Yeah, I don't. You see, the thing is, there's certain sticks that everyone wants that are highly sought after, but like they just, if the demand is there, like I can auction off one or two maybe from time to time. But yeah, like there's several things going against for those long kind of staffs and those kind of root balls as well. And it's hard enough to get like blackthorn even 3 and 4 foot long. Like to get a 5 foot piece is can be quite hard. This November, the few sticks I've cut, I'll look at and see how they're doing. One more year, this coming November, I'll start crafting my sticks. I'll work on my sticks when it's warm. So when I paint, yeah, you need, like, working on the sticks in summertime is better than the cold of winter, as well. Matt Wallen said, "Yes, silly question, Francis. Did not get my geography A level. Yeah, not a bother. Don't worry about that. Let's see. The only real stickwood is blackthorn. Andre is a very purist and passionate about blackthorn as well. He should be as well. It's not like once you start working with it, you just realize it's really different compared to the other words that you've done." Ed says, "Hello from Tennessee. Hello, Ed. How are things with you?" Let's see. Sorry for your loss, Chad. I think Chad is like the undertaker there in the funeral home as well. So he just like he has every day there's funerals as well. Um, what's your heaviest cudgel shillelaghs weight in grams? I've been waiting on the right one. I don't know. I've done ones before. Like I did a 2 kg cudgel before. Like I have a big cudgel that'd be really really heavy, but it's like not made of blackthorn. It's a different wood. I can't remember the wood. I love your sticks and plan to buy more. Keep up your craft. Straight out of Bronx, New York. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for the kind words. I do plan to make more sticks. I'm just coming in now to a nice batch of sticks that I can work on because I've been waiting for a while for these good season sticks because I think after COVID I sold 3 years worth of sticks in 1 year, and then I had to, I think it was last year I had a bit of a shortage of the good sticks. So now this year I have plenty of stock now for the second half of the year that are fully seasoned. So I am quite good. So the second half of the year and the Christmas run is going to look pretty good. I can't find any blackthorn in Lancashire, Scotland. Nightmare. Plenty of hawthorn. Yeah, it just grows in certain areas. Like hawthorn seems to be all over the place. It's kind of even Ireland too. It's not in everywhere. Like you'd see it in the west of Ireland more than you would around Dublin and places like and things like that. Here, let me show you some root balls. Like because our roots. Well, I'll show you these roots so like you can kind of get an idea because like it's not kind of what you think of like the blackthorn. Here you go. Like the blackthorn kind of grows in all different directions. Like when you take it out of the ground, like this is kind of how it looks like. This is a really seasoned piece now. Wait, let me get in the mirror here, and you can see like these roots are growing in all different directions. So this isn't a good example now. This is more like a hiking type thing that I'll probably make out of it as well. But I just kind of want to show you now a lot of these root balls they don't have the knuckles straight away on them as well. Like you can see that when you have the trunk of a blackthorn, like the knuckles don't start to begin until you go up like much higher in it as well, and it doesn't even start to get the thorns until it's like higher up as well. So usually like where the root is and where the part of the blackthorn is, this bit is not going to be like full of thorns and full of knuckles, and it's kind of good for when you're doing it out. But like it's kind of just I want to kind of give you guys an idea of what the majority of them looks like. Like just because it's a root doesn't mean there's a big ball or a big knob at the end of it. A lot of the time, like the majority of time when you pull a blackthorn out of the ground, that's kind of what you're going to see. You're just going to kind of see it with a few different things. I have a few examples here as well. So that's kind of one as well. I'll just show you another kind of example of like, when, geez, I have to straighten this one. This one's going to be a nightmare to straighten. So you can kind of get an idea like of how it looks and stuff. Like you can see there, like there's a good example, like when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like it's growing in all different directions, and then sometimes there's enough within the middle of the root to make a kind of like a ball handle or something like that. But that's kind of what you're going to see when you pull like the root out of a blackthorn as well. And as you can see there, there's not like a lot of like thorns just at the very bottom of it where the root is, and you're pulling it out as well. So something kind of just to be aware of as well. I think I have a few more. I think I have a few more guys here. I think I have like one here behind me as well, just to kind of give you an example. So when you ever see a guy he's saying this is a root ball and it has all knuckles and thorns on it as well, it's not a root ball. It's a knob stick. A real root balls, this is what they're going to look like. They're going to be on the trunk of the tree, so it's quite strong. Why people like root sticks is that they're very strong because they're from the trunk of the tree and they were kind of prized, and they're very hard to get, and they're hard to get out of the ground. So here's another kind of root like that has more of a handle. So a lot of the root sticks, they usually make the kind of T and L shape handles on them, and every now and again there might be a bit of a ball that you can kind of make into kind of like a kind of root ball or something like that, but they're few and far between. So like here, and they'd have all these like little roots going off in different directions as well, so you can kind of like see some examples of what it looks like, because I think some guys think that you just pull it out of the ground and it has like a big root ball on it. Maybe like you'll pull out 100 sticks in the ground, and it might have one that you can make a kind of a handle. Like the majority of them are these kind of like L shapes as well. I'll just show you a few more. I think I have a few more examples. Just get this one now into focus. Like the majority of them are going to be like that. So the root handle is the best, just the L-shaped type sticks, because like the root, there's usually one big root going off, and then the rest of them go all in different directions as well. So you can see like the majority of sticks that you pull out, they're just going to look like that. But again, sometimes this bit here is like a bit thicker, and you can like make a bit of a kind of like a knob type handle on it as well, but not all the time. I think I have one more example to show you here as well. I think this one has a bit of a kind of knob handle on it that you could probably do. Yeah, this one is kind of like a bit if I can get it here in focus. So you see like where this is here, you can kind of like make a bit of a knob handle on this one, because it's kind of a bit better. If you can kind of see that way. You can see that there. You can see how it's like growing in all different directions as well. But this bit here, sometimes it gets a little bit larger, and they're the ones that are. But like there it's still 1.25 inches thick, and as you can see as well, there's no bumps, there's no anything. I think like the first thorns start to appear as you kind of like go up a bit as well. So it doesn't really like start to get kind of thorny until it's like a bit up there as well. So like they that's kind of like when you pull something out of the ground, guys, that's kind of like what it looks like. You have to just to kind of give you. So I think there are just a few examples, just because like a lot of people, they kind of confuse like a root stick, a root ball, and a knob stick. What everyone wants is a knob stick, but they kind of call it the root ball, and the term kind of gets kind of like a little bit kind of mixed up. All right, let me catch up with some of the comments here now. Andre says 500-gram root ball cudgel is heavy enough to finish everyone. In my opinion, it's too heavy, because like you can't strike with that. It's like a bit too heavy. Like a 300-gram root ball is plenty heavy. Cudgel, as well, you can't strike it. Wish I had blackthorn in my area. I tried growing it, didn't go well. Then circumstances are better after more research. I'll try growing blackthorn. I heard putting blackthorn 18 months in the fridge works. Here's the thing is like sometimes the bird has to eat the slow seed and then poop out the seed, and it has to go through the bird's body to get it going. So there's a few things like that are a bit weird with blackthorn to get it to germinate. Do you ever use yew wood, Francis? Lovely grain, a bit of weight to it. Yew is a lovely wood. Usually you'd always in Ireland see a yew tree right beside a graveyard or something like that. And I know in places like Spain and in Switzerland, it's a protected wood. You can't touch it or can't cut it or something like that. But yeah, I'd agree with you there, Matt. It is actually a lovely wood. That's a Gandalf stiff right there, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, some of those are quite long. And I could make hiking staffs out of like all those ones I showed you today, bar one of them would be like over 50 inches anyway. So I probably would make some hiking sticks with them. Let's see, Matt. Thanks for the explanation about the root ball. Yeah, no time, no problem, Amy. It's I do get a lot of questions on it as well, and it's better to kind of just I pulled out a few examples there earlier in the week, and I was going to make a YouTube video on it, and I never got around to it. So I just thought treat you guys in the live stream just to a little bit about it. James said, went to a Scottish / Irish festival here in North Texas a few weeks ago. Took my favorite stick you made, had a lot of compliments in it, and spread your name around. Well, James, thank you so much. That means a lot, and it's the best way to spread the word about McCaffrey Crafts. And I do get a lot of businesses from referrals as well. And Texas is a very popular state for my sticks as well. Just 1 second, I have a bit of dust in my eye from those little things. Let's see if I can scratch it with a clean finger. All my fingers are pretty dirty as well. Here, this finger looks the cleanest. Just to get out that bit of dust that's got into my eye, which is quite a common occurrence. Let's see now. Joe says, take 18 months in the cold to fully mature. So you put seeds in the sand, one seed every 10 millimeters of sand, which is about a centimeter. I figure I put a seed in 10 centimeters of sand and then put under. And yeah, like while blackthorn is hard to kind of grow and stuff, it just has a mind of its own, and it grows when it wants to grow. It's a bit of a stubborn type of bush. Some of your sticks have a beautiful reddish purple color sometimes. Do you have to grind it down to get that color? Yeah. I have to sand. If you kind of like sand down, like there's different layers. Like when you season a piece of wood, it kind of goes this kind of browny color after like fully seasoned. It loses a lot of the color. While sometimes, say for example here on this cudgel, if you can see, sometimes like during the seasoning process, like you can kind of sand it down and get that kind of like a purplish color, reddish color. You can get that. It's like there's different layers, but like usually you're kind of like starting with, it gets to be that kind of color. You see that kind of like lightish brown color, and you can kind of sand that off sometimes and get it down. But like you're starting like after this has been seasoning for about 4 years. I think this piece is like well seasoned, and that's kind of how it looks like when it's well seasoned. You see the color in it? There's no color. So you have to sand off and clean all of that to kind of get it. But yeah, like so like there's different layers, and you take off the first layer and second layer, and you can kind of like just hit that layer that has the purple colors. And usually if you kind of like sand a certain way and go over it, you can get a nice kind of ones as well. So sometimes it looks pretty good, but not every stick comes out like that. Joe, you let blackthorn sit in the sand with seed for 1 month, then you place seeds in the fridge to fully mature it as well. Okay, let's see. I mean that 500 grams is the maximum. You don't need any more. I prefer 300. Yeah, 2 to 300 is fine for me. It's like anything more is just hard to wheel around and like on the wrist, and you can't get a fast strike as well. Let's see. Joe says maybe Francis, I could fertilize seeds for a month in warm manure, then put them in a fridge. Never thought of doing that, Francis. Best of luck. Like if you just buy a sapling that's already germinated, it might be a bit easier. Let's see. We have Will Graspa. Watching you do your canes were my inspiration for making the ones I do. Well, Will, that means a lot to me. That I hope I can inspire some people to go out and be useful and get into crafting and stuff. But I always put the caveat of that it's a hard business, and that cutting blackthorn is a bit dangerous as well. And just be very careful with it. And blackthorn is a poisonous bush, so maybe stick initially to some other woods as well. So, Will, what kind of sticks do you make, or what wood do you use? And Matt, what's the heaviest blackthorn stick you can remember making? How's the old man doing? I made sticks like two kgs and stuff, and they're kind of ridiculous. I think 2.2 kg. I made a stick one time for this really big American guy. I have a really big stick on the website at the moment that's I think 1.2 kg or something like that. It's like a 2-inch diameter. I put it up there. It's actually still available on the site. So the heaviest one I have on the site at the moment is about a kg. But once you get over that, it gets ridiculous. Like, if you're using it as a walking aid, your hand is going to like, your wrist is going to go like and stuff like that. But some guys are quite big, like and stuff like, some of the guys get my sticks are like 6'7" and 8, and they're very big guys. What's the reasoning they started painting them black? I think it was just to kind of like make them just look cool and badass. Like they on the farm they would have like grease and shoe polish and different things as well. And after they cleaned the stick and stuff like that, they didn't really have like gloss finishes to kind of like make the stick look really nice and finished. So what they would do is like they would put on black shoe polish. And the thing about black shoe polish is you can shine it and make it come up really glossy. So I think like that was probably one of the reasons, like to cosmetically make it look a bit more kind of like badass and different things as well, and to make it a bit kind of like shiny, and to look like a nice pair of shoes that they'd be wearing as well, maybe to match their shoes. So a lot of the blackening came from the shoe polish, which was made out of beeswax at the time. Do you ever stain blackthorn, Francis, rather than paint them black? Sometimes I put a little bit of stain in the handle. Like if there's nothing really too interesting going on, I'll add a bit of stain, sand it a bit, add a bit of stain, give it a kind of rustic look. Sometimes I like leave a few of the sanding marks or the little rasp marks or stuff like that. Like I'll sand them down and leave a few of them in the handle to give that kind of real old school type of look as well. So I've done lots of different things over the years. Joe, after over a year of no luck with blackthorn, I look for quality oak sticks. Let them season for 2 or 3 years and crop the knob style walking stick. Yeah, oak is a very very good wood. Here, Deutsch Shaman says, Says, thank you, Francis. Enjoy the weekend. Regards from North Germany. Well, I was in Hamburg last week. I like Germany. I like German people. I just get on there. I always feel at home there. I've mentioned that loads of times in this channel. You'd probably be tired of me hearing that. I bought a mini Aku chainsaw, 6-inch sword. Never will F my shoulder with cutting dense, heavy blackthorn wood. Can't wait to test it this autumn. Yeah, but I've done that before. I've got like the 10-inch chainsaws and stuff, and I find they're a little bit annoying because like when you're in the blackthorn bush, you don't have a lot of room. I still always go back to the curved pruning saws and stuff like that. And then because I'm short, sometimes the pruning saws with the curve in it, you just kind of pull down, so it's kind of easier to kind of cut with them. I don't know, the chainsaw I just found kind of annoying, and then like what happens when you have the chainsaw, it gets stuck. So you have like a 2-inch piece of piece of blackthorn, and you're trying to cut through it, and then you're trying to cut to it, and then the chain gets stuck, and it can be a bit annoying to use those little chainsaws with blackthorn, but should have a go at it as well. I went back after using them to the old ways. I'm in southern Colorado, so while I can't get blackthorn, I mostly work with applewood. Applewood's quite nice. Let's see, young oak bush. Yeah, I like oak as well, and cottonwood. I don't really know what cottonwood is, which is easy cultivated from the property that I live in. Well, Will, you're doing the right thing there. You're just kind of looking at the local woods that you can get and using them as well, and that's always the kind of best things as well. If you varnish, Francis, what would you recommend? It just really depends, like on the piece of wood and what you're trying to accomplish. If you wanted to have a satin finish, a gloss finish, if you wanted to have, a certain type of look. I'm not too fan of like the yacht varnishes and things like that. I think it's too gloopy, and it's not really good on the hand as well, on the handle, because if the varnish is too thick, when the wear and tear and friction, after a while it gets kind of like tacky and sticky at the top, especially with a number of the different varnishes. And this is such a big topic to answer, like, and then you have the best before date with a lot of these varnishes as well, and if it goes out of date, there's issues with it as well. But the finish really depends on what you hope to accomplish. You might use a different type of finish. Like, I don't use one finish for everything. I have several different finishes, and it just really depends on the stick and what look I'm trying to achieve. The hole saw is 12 notch long. Okay. So are you talking about the chainsaw still, or is this the hole saw? Yeah, like I've tried all the different saws and all the different things. And someone recommended this Japanese type of pruning saw that looked pretty cool, but I wouldn't. It was like $300 or $400. I didn't want to spend that for it. But I just like the. I still find the pruning saws, or even a handsaw or something like that, is pretty good. I don't know. I just like found the chainsaw just to be kind of like in my way, and I kind of like when I go cutting, I go into these like tight and small places. I'm crawling in to try to get the best sticks, and it's an advantage of being a short guy. When you're cutting blackthorn, you can get into places that are hard to reach. Do you get a lot of splitting in your stock when maturing? Sometimes the thicker pieces tend to split more than the thinner pieces. That's why you have to leave them for longer, and that's why you have to put them in a shed with moving air. Like, moving air is your friend with blackthorn. If you put it in some place and you have a really hot summertime, sometimes that's not good for it. Like, heat is not the friend of wood that's seasoning or maturing, and usually that's the kind of cause of it when it cracks. Do you ever carry a stick like for walks or hikes? I do, actually. I carry different ones. I have like this light little stick that I carry. Like, my sticks are kind of like the ugly ones, the ones that no one wants. I kind of like looking having one of them. So I have a stick like when I walk the dog, and I carry a stick around the whole time, and I just use it around the house, and it's more of a kind of utility thing. You just kind of get used to having something in your hand, which is pretty good. Let's see. It's very mini. I'll send you later on Messenger pictures. Yeah, you can show me. I'm always interested in trying to find better ways to cut, but like I always go back to just the hand tools. Like I got this pruning saw. I got this electric saw. Every year these guys recommend the stuff from Amazon. All of these like different types of saws and stuff, and then there's issues with the batteries. They keep going, and then it's very hard to order batteries online because you can't ship a battery from one country to another. There's always kind of issues with it over the years, but it's a good conversation to start. Um, Good question, Michael. Was just going to ask Francis if he had a favorite stick, or maybe his father made that he likes to carry. Like the what do I like beside my bed, like at home. I have like a wooden boat that my dad made when he was like a carpenter in training when he was like 15 years old. And like I keep that kind of item. I think that's kind of interesting. And he was 15 years old and he was doing carpentry, and part of it he had to make this like little wooden boat and stuff. So I have that, and that's kind of like valuable to me as well. This is a good connection. For me, I don't have a particular like favorite stick. I have the first stick I ever made, which is a piece of shit. It's a terrible stick, and I like looking at it as a reminder of the journey that I've done. I don't show that to anyone. I probably never will as well. It's cracked and it's terrible, and I kind of I keep that in my room as well. That's actually under the bed. I have blackthorn stashed everywhere around my house. As I said, if anyone came into my house, there's blackthorn in the kitchen. I have I have some in the sitting room as well. I have some in the landing. I have some. I have more in the kitchen behind the door. I have one where I keep the dog. Like sometimes I bring the dog in if the weather's really bad. I have this like little cage under the stairs that can kind of and the dog's happy enough to go in there. Um, let's see. We have our good friend Kirk. Evening to all. It's always a pleasure, Kirk, when you join the stream, and I hope everything's well with you and your lovely wife. Joe says, Oakwood and knob style sticks I've seen you make were stunning. Hope you make more. Yeah, I just it's the thing is it's all about what wood I get each season. So like it's I'm really I'm really led by the wood. Some years I get better wood. Other years it might be a bit of oh, I can't get these good pieces. I know for a fact I'm coming into a good haul of season sticks, like these big thick heavy ones, the ones that everyone wants, that I can make like nice ball handles and stuff. I'm coming into the second half of the year, probably from around like I have a few like I have in the next 3 weeks I should be putting on some good sticks, and then after that I'd say about like September time again I should be like having a nice kind of batch of season sticks, because like I'm just kind of waiting for them to be ready as well, so it takes a while. Let's see. The wood grain crop because of the types of stains you put in it. Yeah, like with the oak, you can just like lightly stain it, and it came on. And like I did try, I saw a style online and in a forum when you can use like a wood, you use like a flame, what you call those, a torch, a blowtorch, and you can burn like the oak and the ash, and you can then kind of sand it down and put on this kind of like finish. It looked pretty nice. But then some guy was having a hissy fit because he said, "Oh, some other stick maker does that. That's not your stick." And I was like, "No, I was in a forum and someone said, let's try that." And I just kind of tried. I only made 3 or 4 like that. Let's see. I'm trying to get going the biggest Blackthorn collection in South Dakota. Very good. That would be some sight to see. Like if you have one with quite a nice collection as well. And it's great to have people like you, Chad, who are supporting genuine Irish crafts and genuine Irish craft makers. And you're getting it from an authentic person like myself, Chad. And it's good that you're a great supporter of my work. Joe says, well, off to work, aka the circus. Bye bye, guys. Do you work at the circus? That'd be interesting. Bye bye, guys. Francis, hope the family is well and everyone, the family here is doing well. Yeah, they're hungry. They're always hungry. I got 2 text messages already from my daughter. Usually on a Friday night, they want me to bring them back some takeaway. Sometimes there's a fish and chip shop in Clorgan called Quinlan's, which is pretty good. There's another place called Peter's, which used to be called Miko's. So people always still call it by the old name, but so Peter's is like for hamburgers or pizzas or stuff like that. At the moment, I'm trying to lose a bit of weight and get a bit fit and healthy again. I think over this winter, like from around January to February, I was just eating junk the whole time, and I want to kind of like for the next cutting season that comes up, I want to be like a beast. I want to be like in great physical condition. Like you have to you need 2 or 3 months to get into shape before it. Like You see a lot of these older guys getting into stick making and stuff like that. But it's very hard for when you get older to be out going and cutting the wood and getting the wood as well. That's why it's hard to do this, and there's not a lot of like competition. There's not a lot of wood out there as well. And it's kind of like it's hard enough to find the wood. So hopefully, anyway, that I can keep continuing to do that. Do a lot of your fellow countrymen buy sticks, or is your market mainly overseas? I was curious if the Irish still used to keep them around. To be honest, not many. Like in Ireland, anything that's like associated with Irish heritage products, Irish people they just don't want to be associated. Like say for example, like Aran jumpers or Aran sweaters and things like that, and Blackthorn sticks. They kind of categorize them as they're not cool. They don't, and Irish people don't know about faction fighting. It's never taught at school. They don't know the history of the Blackthorn. They don't know it's a fighting stick as well. They just they've seen like fake blackthorn in tourist shops for many years, and they just associate it all as just being some tacky tourist product. They don't understand the history of it. There's a lot of education that, but like some Irish people do. Like I've sold I've sold six to a number of guys in Dublin, a guy in Wicklow, a guy in Donegal. So I've sold a handful, but it would be nice like if Irish people could understand, and just have kind of more of an open mind. So it's kind of like sad that you're trying, like some guys come in here and they'll just see what's that? Oh, is that one of those tourist blackthorn sticks? But it's like no, the blackthorn is a heritage product of Ireland that was used by the faction fighters. There's a great history and tradition to it. Um, but yeah, like Irish people, they just don't like to buy certain type of things. Like they don't dress with flat caps. Irish people don't wear, like maybe if you're an old fella or something like that as well. But a lot of people, they think Irish people go around with sticks and flat caps and horses and things like that. But your Irish person nowadays will be on his iPhone Pro Max 13, sitting in some cafe with a frappuccino, eating some kind of fancy food as well. That's kind of the Ireland that's turning into. Donovan Chilton says, I've been a fan for years. Appreciate your work. Donovan, thanks for watching my channel, and hope you make some comments and join some of these live streams, and share the videos. And thanks as always for supporting my work. Cheers, Francis. Catch you next week. Yeah, not a bother match. Take care. Um, let's see. You sell a stick to Wicklow, maybe Liam. No, I don't. I saw your man post a picture. What was he? That it's unusual Canadian guy. What's his name? Maxime. That guy. He was doing a tour of Ireland, and he went to Liam's shop and bought some sticks there. But I see Liam put on load of weight over the COVID as well. You need to get in shape when you're doing the blackthorn. It's like Andre, you understand. Like you look like you're quite a strong guy, and I'm a small guy, but you have to stay in shape and do fit to do the blackthorn. It's quite physically demanding on the hands and the back and different things as well. But yeah, like his business is going. I think he has a B&B and a guest house in Wicklow. I made a video where I went to Liam's shop and looked in the window, but it wasn't open and stuff as well. But yeah, it's always interesting between all the stick guys. Let's see. Well, sadly, duty calls. Look forward to rewatching this live stream later. Yeah, I'm only going for another like 10 or 15 minutes or something like that. So you nearly got to the end. I hope you have a great weekend. Yeah, I plan to. Well, I don't know. I just want to catch up with my kind of sticks and build up a bit of stocks. Flat caps are trendy here in the States. At least they aren't uncommon for the younger guys. Well, like that like sometimes people confuse like the TV show, The Peaky Blinders, where a lot of guys are wearing the flat caps with what Irish people wear, and sometimes they associate the kind of style of wearing the flat cap with the stick fighting and stuff, and there's no connection at all to it. It's a bit different. Irish people can be a bit weird in terms of what their likes and their preferences. Like the styles in Ireland, you'll see them wearing the local football team jersey quite a lot. People just wear like jeans and sweaters, like mostly, like all the time. For me, I like wearing hoodies and things like that because I just like to have that pouch in front. Um, James has a good question here. Is blackthorn dwindling in Ireland? There's plenty of blackthorn, but you need to find the overgrown bushes where you can get pieces of wood that are long enough to make a walking stick with. And that's the issue, is trying to find a piece of wood that is growing in an overgrown bush. So it is getting harder to find each year. I'm always worried, that a few years down the line, like how am I going to find it anymore and different things like that. I still have a few more places, but like it's always a concern. And usually, like most new stick guys, they only last about 2 years. They can't keep sourcing it as well. But like I have one good location that's good for a few years, but after that I'll have to like from 3 to 5 years I have, but after that I have to get try to find where I can get it from. It's always important to hold the shape of your body. Looks better, and the women like it more. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm like a yo-yo, up and down. Like I get thin, I get fat, I get thin, I get fat. It's like every winter time is the worst. What happens is at Halloween it starts. I'm really good. I'm getting ready. I'm getting fit. I'm ready for the cutting season. Then Halloween comes, and that's the first time I eat a bunch of sweets. Then it's really cold. I'm tired. The weather's like really cold. I just order like pizzas for the kids and end up eating a load of pizzas and French fries and burgers. Just they don't like. It's hard enough to like. I live in a small rural town. There's not a lot of like food options like to get takeaway, and you have a Chinese restaurant and you have a place selling French fries. There's not a lot of choice here, and it is important. So Andre, you like to stay in shape for the German women. And yeah, I was in Hamburg last week. They are stunning. They're all much taller than me though. They had no interest in me though. I guess they like tall guys. I'm still trying to lose my holiday weight from 2015. I know that feeling as well. I always have this chin no matter what I lose as well. But I don't know. I just kind of like what I find is good for losing the weight is, I know it's a bit cliched, is the intermittent fasting, where I usually will only eat between 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and I just try to cut out more of the. I'll eat a little bit of carbs, but not like too much as well, and just try to eat meat and vegetables and different things as well. But like when you have a house of three kids and they're just craving as well for all junk and things, sometimes you just kind of like you lose your discipline. It's all about discipline. I stay fit for all women. Sorry, I stay for all women fit. Very good, Andre. You sound like you're a player. Like, how many girlfriends do you have at the moment? But yeah, like the thing is, if it works both ways, like if you want a woman to stay in shape and to look really hot, it should also work the other ways. Like a woman will want you to stay in shape and to look good as well, and to take care of your appearance and different things. So yeah, I think it's kind of important to kind of like take care of your appearance and stay a bit fit and different things like that. There's not like exercises like when a lot of old guys, they just get into their 40s and 50s and they just don't want to do it, or they just get consumed with family life as well. But yeah, like you don't have to be training for the Olympics. Just a little bit of exercise, like for as you get older, like lifting weights is just kind of short little sets, something like that is always the best to do. Have a good week, Francis. See you next time. See you, James, as well. Yeah, there's a few guys leaving now the stream here, so we might finish it up in the next few minutes. So I'll stay for about 5 more minutes. So if you have any more questions or if there's anything that you want to kind of ask, I'm quite happy to answer any questions as well, or we can talk about all of Andre's girlfriends for all the women of Germany that he's staying fit for with his six pack. Let's see. Don't put 40s in the old categories. I turned 40 in July. Well, I'm 43. I'll be 44 in July as well. But yeah, like it's I suppose once I was like over 40, I was like, okay, like I'm old, you're middle aged now and stuff like that. But like you're older than most guys around, and a bit more kind of wisdom as well. Garen says, "Good afternoon, Francis. Good afternoon, Garen. I hope is everything with you as well, which was good." Robert Dorset, be well, my friend. Yeah, I tried to be well. I know, like this year, I just want to get like during the COVID nonsense thing, I got like pretty fit and healthy and stuff, and then just one winter just got me back to my old bad habits of eating too many biscuits. I like tea and biscuits, and eating biscuits before bed and having a cup of tea is not the best way. It adds up, and it adds up, each week and each week as well. And pastries and different things. I live beside a good. Mike said, "Is your car back and fixed today?" Yeah. Today this morning I was in the garage, and the lady who hit my car and sideswiped it, she sent a check and paid. I had to pay 1,000. Well, she paid 1,595 euro for the damage she did to my car, which is very good of her, because the garage was even surprised too. He said that's rare in nowadays. Um, so this morning I brought it into the garage, and they replaced the side mirror. They hook up the electrics as well, and make sure it's all working. So I got the side mirror fixed. The body work, the guy is so busy. Like in Ireland, he runs like a body shop, and he said maybe 3 more weeks. There's a queue of people with body work ahead of me. So he said I might have to wait 3 weeks to get the body work. So the side of the car is all kind of swiped and scratched a bit, and it kind of doesn't look good. And so I kind of want to get that sorted. But in rural Ireland, when you go to the garage, you have to wait. You have to wait and wait. Like these guys, they have so much work at the moment. These body shops, they're few and far between around the rural Ireland where I'm from. Is there a fox at even, Francis? Evening to you as well. Hope all is well with you. Uh, Probably be heading now soon enough myself in the next few minutes. Let's see. The wife and the boys are in Africa. They left on Tuesday. Is that to Ghana? Is it? They're going to Accra, and yeah, that's a long. What way would you fly from the States? Would you have to go? Because I don't think there'd be a direct flight to Accra. So would you have to go like, from Virginia there, West Virginia? It's like you'd have to go up to maybe Boston, then to London, then London to Accra, or something like that. That'd be a difficult journey. Like that would take a long time. And maybe the poor woman hit more cars. Actually, like I got talking to her. Like initially, she was like, a little bit trying to say it was my fault for where I was parked, but I kind of showed her the signs and stuff. And later, after several conversations, it materialized that she was coming back from hospital, and she feeling a bit faint, and she just kind of lost it a bit and just went into it. But like in fairness, she accepted responsibility, and she paid for her mistake. And I think there's a great lesson there to learn. Like she owned up to her mistake, and she paid straight away, and so that was pretty good. She didn't want to give me her insurance details, so that was usually a red flag I was worried about. But um you know fair enough to her. She stepped forward, and I found out who she was as well. And she's got a good reputation. Like I talked to someone who knew her, and I was like, okay, what's this woman like? Is she going to pay me, or is she going to pay the garage, or something like that? But there's still a few good people out there. Well on my way to recovery after your operation. Cheers. Oh yeah, what was wrong with you again? What kind of operation do you have? Nice weekend, all to the Blackthorn guys here. Nice weekend to you too. Yes, Dulles. Yeah, Dulles to Virginia straight. Oh really? There's a straight flight from Dulles Airport to Accra. All right, I didn't know that. I thought they'd have to go like via London or someplace like that. Um, I would love to go to Africa more. I've been to Kenya and I've been to South Africa, and I kind of liked it there. Like I like Kenya when I got off the beaten track and was mixing with the local tribes and local guys, and they're explaining me all the different tribes, and interesting. But I know I kind of liked the atmosphere in Africa. It was like, they were all pranksters trying to prank me and different things. I found that kind of nice. Uh, Africa is actually like, a lot of more people should go there on tourism. I think like, the tourism boards of Africa, like, they just haven't, really kind of pushed all the great things that you can do there as well. And also it's like too expensive to travel sometimes, and the flights are not good. But Africa is actually a fun place. You meet some really, really cool people there as well. And yeah, someplace I'd actually want to travel more of myself. I wouldn't mind going to Accra. Let's see, being on a night shift is when probably going to be for a couple of months. Yeah, night shifts are tough going because they mess up your eating habits as well. You know, it's just, you know, you stay healthy as well because like those kind of night shifts, they kind of really kind of like, you know, put into bad kind of like habits for eating and stuff as well, and it kind of all catches up. Mike said, I want to thank you for all your videos. You share so much information on subject and craft that isn't really talked about much. Each video is so insightful to Irish history. Well, Michael, look, thank you. Like, I do it because you guys like, you know, are watching it and want more of it, and I'm quite happy to you know, to do that as well. It's kind of hard. I usually have to prioritize my stick making over making videos for YouTube because like YouTube isn't really like a you know, a big priority. It's something that I do because I like connecting with the community. I think it's great to interact with people, show things what I'm doing, and give people notice of what I'm working on. A bit of Irish history as well. These live streams are pretty good to actually introduce myself. You know a bit about me and my personality, and reveal things about me and who I am. Dear Fox, a hernia, yeah, they take a while to recover. You got to take it easy as well. Yeah, you're going to be, you know, you need to just kind of very take it easy after getting that operation. It's a 10-hour flight. Yeah, yeah. Like I'll probably bring the kids to Thailand this summer for a few weeks anyway. Maybe in July or something like that. It's about, oh, I'd have to. It's a long flight. Like, you know, if we can get to Paris, it's about 11 hours, or Amsterdam is about 10 or 11 hours. Ghana's hot and humid. That doesn't bother me. Like, I like going to kind of unusual places that are different to what I know. Um, I'd love to go over there and just kind of like, you know, I'm not going to be going out drinking heavily in the nightlife and, you know, getting mugged at 2 a.m. and stuff like that. Like, it's more, you know, like finding the interesting, but and usually like the cities you want to get out of and find some nicer areas and different things as well. And you just, you know, you don't be an asshole when you're traveling. You don't kind of flaunt, you know, oh, I'm from the West and I, you know, or did they think I'm better than you? You just have to be very humble. And the thing about crafting is like, you know, there's always craft people around Africa and you just get talking to them, you see what they're doing. And, you know, if you show an appreciation in them crafting and their work, they really appreciate it. And it kind of can bring people together as well. Let's see. They made it in 9 hours. House is quiet now. Well, that can be a good thing. It's kind of it's good to have some quiet time as a man as well, like, you know, for yourself. But look, guys, I gotta go. Thanks as always for supporting my business, and happy to you know, to connect with you guys. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm out of here. I gotta go feed the kids as usual. All right. Bye bye.